See you, Greg.
Okay, we'll call in order. We'll begin with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wait till I get up. Okay, first item on the agenda is the we had the proposed resolution.
First.
I guess we should, shouldn't we? Any changes to the agenda? We have a couple things on here. Discussion regarding Envision Eye Care abatement and Greg Hendershot on maintenance.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Motion by Keith, second by Paul. All those in favor of approving the agenda as written, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. 1, 2, 3. Wait. We're all here. 7-0. Next, we have, this is a chance for anybody who wanted to make public comments concerning the resolution on designating a portion of Perry County as a economic revitalization area and approval of abatement for Envision Eye Care. I don't see anybody here, really.
David, can I speak?
Yes.
For the record, notice what's published in the paper is required by law at least 10 days before. and
May
we-
4th, right?
Yeah, and we also sent a copy of the SB1 and the resolution to all the taxing districts in the area like we're required to do. So that was done the day after the meeting.
So it was
So, you know,
duly advertised as required.
Motion to adopt.
Yeah, I would entertain a motion to adopt.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution for Envision.
I'll second that.
Motion by Keith, second by Stan. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I vote nay on that.
6 yes and 1 nay.
I still think it should be 10 years,
All right, thanks.
just like the rest of them on this list. So
you got it? Thank you.
I think it takes care of it, doesn't it?
He's got Tennessee, his son's playing baseball. so he's-
Oh, okay.
Tennessee versus Perry Center.
Oh,
Just thanks everybody for coming back in and putting in the time.
thank you.
This is a drain on your time and a burden on your personal time as well. Paul, I do appreciate your comments.
Well, thanks for what you're doing.
Appreciate your investment in the
Try to get it right.
building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next item is Greg Hendershot. Do you want to come forward?
Think all you are you getting my email? Trying to
Mhm.
keep you updated as much as I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I asked the plumber an hour ago if there's any new developments since this morning when I talked to him. He has made contact with the company. He was trying to communicate back and forth with the tech. The tech was out in the car. He couldn't talk on the phone. So the plumber said he sent him an email. I asked if there's any new developments, thinking that maybe there was a response from the company. I don't know whether there was or there wasn't. He hadn't called me back. Did you all have any additional questions about this?
Biggest thing is, hope everybody understands how critical, because that was what, a $15,000-$20,000 investment that FEMA paid for.
Well, I think
When
I
they
found the
put the-
invoice. It was like 11,000 something.
11,886.
Yeah.
But with that pressure tank being down, that pump sitting there kicking on and off, on and off. But I still, from what I've looked at, the bladder is what needs to be replaced in that tank. If the tank's not leaking water, it needs a new bladder put in it and then charged and then water put back in it. Like I was talking to you before the meeting, I still think that, I don't know what it's gonna cost. I don't know how you're gonna swing it. I mean, it's without a doubt, it's gonna be cheaper to put a new bladder in versus buying a whole new,
Tank.
tank with a bladder. I don't know how to,
To put that bladder in existing tank, that's all sealed. The tank is, isn't it? They'll have to cut the
There's a
tank.
lot of bolts up around the top.
It does bolt and
there's a nut on the bottom that comes off of the bladder, and then you take about 6 or 8 bolts
it's got a plate to take
off the
off.
top,
Okay.
lifts the bladder up out of there.
It was a guy with the company when I called him this morning. He's the one that told me that we should be able to replace that bladder
Okay.
in there. And he even gave me the part number for it. What I was hoping maybe to run by the council and see what your opinion is on this. Can I move forward with trying to get that bladder? If we can get the bladder and get it installed, I don't know what the cost would be because unfortunately I didn't get back with the plumber today or have him get back with me.
My biggest thought is for you, I think personally, that you need to contact the pump company in Chandler where the whole setup come from and see if they,
Well, they just installed it. They got the tank from Wessel's up in.
I know they didn't make the tank, but they deal with that company more so than maybe somebody
I
else.
can call them. I probably can't call them
I
today,
know
but
you
I
can't today, but I think that's the place that
They could possibly have that part.
they possibly
But
could.
a bladder is gonna be the most economical way to go.
Yes,
Without a
agree.
doubt.
I agree.
That's what we need to go ahead and do that.
What I'm asking is, can I seek that avenue to try to get that bladder and get it installed into the?
I'll make that
tank?
motion. I'll make the motion that he pursues the bladder and to get, we have to replace it.
It's
I mean,
gonna have
there's
to
no
be
question,
fixed,
so-
yeah. And I'll second that motion.
Yeah,
Okay, motion
so
was-
I would say you go, just have a motion to go ahead and pursue it. And
If I can't, what would be my next course?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do I need to
think if
come
you-
back for that?
I think if you can't, you need to come get on the agenda,
Come
come back to the
I've got to
next
come back and
meeting
revisit it.
on the
Okay.
23rd or whatever, whenever the meeting.
Yeah, we do have a meeting.
Yeah.
Do I still have time to get on the next agenda?
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
But I would,
Good.
my first move would be call Chandler.
I need to be on the next agenda just in case.
Mr. Hendershot,
Yes.
I Googled the warranty situation before I had read your email that it was a 1 year. And I saw something that there's some that have 1 year and some that have 5-year warranties. So I wasn't sure which one it was. I know you gave us the part, but I called. So I called this Wessels.
Yeah.
And he explained to me that we're under the 1 year, like you said. Like I said, I didn't try to undermine you. I just hadn't read your email. So I was talking to him about the problem, basically what you said in the email. And he said he believes it very well could be the bladder. And he said, let me send you an email with how to troubleshoot that and you'll be able to tell. And he sent me 2 attachments. So you're welcome to have this.
Great.
I just wanted to give it to you because I don't understand it. And he said there's 2 attachments there on things to try, soapy water on the top, something. It'll show you, whether it's a bladder or not. But I also asked directly from the manufacturer instead of going through, and nothing against this company, but I said, how much is a bladder, like for something like that? And they said about $900. And I said, how much is the tank, if it's the tank? And he said around 2,000. So that just gives you an idea.
Okay.
And that's not counting labor.
Not labor, yeah, that's just buying it directly from the manufacturer.
Right.
So
A lot of homeowners applications, the bladder tank, there's like a little valve stem up there where you can put air into it.
There's a valve stem.
Just to get by, can you shoot a little air into that so that bladder will expand?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
nice
like
to know
Keith's,
what
I
to-
share his concern, that pump kicking on and
Yeah,
off.
If the bladder, if it's got a hole in the bladder,
But if it's a slow leak,
all you're gonna do is force air into the system
Right.
and may do more damage than.
Currently, you're right. Currently, the pump is running more and we're using more water up on top to keep the toilets flushed. I was up there last night and I had to flush several of them like 3 times.
how long has this been going on?
For a while, close to
This-
6 months. I've been trying to figure out what the problem was
This
and.
pressure tank actually has a sight glass on it
Mhm.
that turns red when that bladder goes bad.
Yeah, and
is
it's-
there
it's
an
red.
upgrade on the bladder? Like, what? I know we got a bladder that went out fairly in 5 years. So is there a step up from that?
I don't know. He
like
asked
the warranty
me
and
when
fire?
when I called him and started asking these types of questions, he said, well, what is the model of your tank?
Yeah.
And I said, well, this tag that I took a picture of for you guys, I said, there's a lot of numbers on there. Where do I look at on the tag to
Yeah.
give you the information? He said, bottom right-hand corner. And that's how he was able to tell me
That's what he
that
told me.
they have a bladder, or he gave me the
Yeah.
part number for that
Well,
bladder.
we may have to, think we may have to upgrade the whole tank if we want to upgrade to another warranty at 5 years. So if we can just get a bladder for this and get us by for another 5 years, whichever's,
I asked him what's the life expectancy on one of those tanks, and he said about 50,000 cycles, whatever that means.
That's the most used part that we have.
Okay.
I mean, that thing runs all the time.
but we have to get it fixed. I mean, we had, so. we
Okay,
need to-
any other discussion? Motion by Stan, second by Keith to pursue the bladder, see if that works.
Where are we gonna pursue the like through the manufacturer, or, I mean?
Well, I'll call
that would probably be
Strafer
the
Pump and
cheapest.
Supply. I'll call everybody I can to figure out who's got it. And it could be that with this company, and I don't know because I didn't ask at the time, but
Yeah.
I may not be able to buy directly from them. I may be able to have to buy from
You might, yeah.
a dealer or
I
something.
just thought if we could
Yeah,
buy
Biggest
from the
thing
manufacturer, it would
is try to
be
buy
cheaper.
buy the bladder from somebody that's also will come up with it.
But depending on what this costs, I may not need to have additional money
Okay.
because I got a little bit
Yeah.
left in there, but I didn't have as much as we were initially thinking it might be.
Yeah, just make sure that the budget authority.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not usually something I have to deal with up there.
There's a motion out there for you to pursue it and,
Okay.
and
Any other
we'll see you
discussion?
next.
If not, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks for working on it.
I guess that's it. Need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion or second it or.
Paul made the motion to adjourn, second by Stan. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0. We do, which one of these do we need to sign?
You have copies.
Yeah, I had it in my
Do you have an
brain.
official
Well,
one?
Hank doesn't have a ballgame, but the high school does, so he's down there
Okay.
at the field.
4:30
And then,
our time.
Do